Badenoch, and I wanted to call it Cami Badenoch, and I was just like, yeah. And then I realized that the article was a few days old, but it came up on my Facebook like a day, like on the day, and I was like, oh shit. But then I was just like, oh, so it's a bit old. But I was just like, is it Kemi Badenoch or Cami Badenoch? I was like, I'm confused. And I was just like, no, never mind. Never mind. But morning, Marjorie. So I don't know whether anyone has, because the thing is that the video that I grabbed was from Bandbird. So I don't know whether anyone has seen, and that was like several hours, like yesterday. So has anyone seen yesterday's events of what the video that I did? Like, has anyone seen that events of like I would call it racism, but I'm a pasty white guy, so that's not really for me to say, although I would call it racism. So no, Willow hasn't seen it. Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh. It was definitely an interesting way to go. I favorited the video, so I do have it. Let me move. No, I don't want you to move too far. Don't move too much. Thank you for that, me Jade. I've seen pieces, but not the whole story. I said I've got it in bits as well. I've got it in bits as well. Has that done that correctly? It has, and you can still see me as well. I haven't done live streaming in a while, so making sure that everything's aligned and making sure it's all done things. It's like So this is from Bandbird, and this is, so I've got one from Bandbird, and then I think I've got one from Pro Nothing 123, and this is, from my understanding, the beginning, and then Pro Nothing is the aftermath. So this is what began the spiral, and then Pro Nothing is the aftermath, because he turns the comments off and doubles down. So yeah, and it's just, as I said in the video that I did on this, I find it interesting on how he goes about this, and the progression from beginning to end is fascinating. Let me know if people can hear, and if there's any sound issues, let me know that too. Let's go.
How scary was not something to joke about. Well, like...
Morning, CJ.
That makes me more of an Elphaba, because people are afraid to touch me, so, you know what I mean? I'm used to being isolated with people not wanting to touch my hand or shake my hand.
Okay. I didn't say this in the video, but I want to, because there was a lot to process. When you're seeing these videos and you're making a video, there's a lot to process. And I didn't fully process it until after this fact, but this part here, this is the reason why I like to stop and start things. You have to go for the evening, have a good life. Oh, I hope you have a good evening, Jade. So people don't want to shake their hand. Now, as someone that, I will turn around and say, everyone who has autism is different. I've got to put that caveat there. But I'm someone, and my partner's the same, who kind of don't like invasive touch unless we know the person. So I find that aspect interesting, because of you're trying to claim you're autistic, and you go to do that at the end of this video. However, hi Paige, you kind of you want people are scared to come up to you and touch you, yet you it's hard to say, hey Angie, it's hard to say it as an autistic adult, an individual, and even as an autistic kid, kind of didn't want people to touch me. So I find that fascinating. Thank you for the heart me and the Go Popular Angie. I find it fascinating. The psychology behind Elphaba is fascinating. But yeah, there's that.
To it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, this is why I get on with black people so much more, because I fucking vibe with black people. I love you. What a strange thing to say, lol. No, it's just true, because like it can happen. Because
so we went from scabies, right? We went from scabies, and that's the reason why people are afraid to touch me or shake my hand, to that's the reason why I vibe with black people. The microaggression behind that thinking is the reason why people are calling you racist, Elphaba. That's the microaggression. Well, Willow, that's what he said. Hey, good morning, Victoria. He just waffles on and on. He's like a tap you can't turn off. Well, yeah, that's very, very true. Just the racism comments, Victoria. We're just getting into it. But yeah, so I don't think you realise the microaggression from scabies to that's the reason why people don't touch you, to then black people. The jump from that to that in itself is a kind of a microaggression, but
they know what it's like to feel isolated, because black people know what it's like to feel isolated in society, and they're in a minority group. They are oppressed, and it's nice to, you know, make friends, you know.
That sounds like a trauma bond, but okay. That is a fascinating logic. It is odd, Paige. It is odd. Again, we went from scabies to people not wanting to touch them to black people, and now they're trying to explain it. So that's a weird jump.
That's what I'm trying to say. Alfie, stop. Okay, I'll stop. No, there's no comparison, I know. I'm just trying to say it. Why is it coming out wrong? I'm trying to say I know what it's like to be discriminated, but not in that way. But like, I know it's like to be discriminated of some sort.
No, I don't think I got scabies again. I just think the scabies conversation came up. But, like, the mental gym, and this is where you kind of, this is the reason why people call you, the reason why, let's break this down. Let's break down why people are calling you out now for that. Is because people are calling you racist, Elphaba, because you went from, not that Elphaba's watching this, I don't think there's any update on the cat. You went from scabies being unclean, that's the reason why people don't touch you, to that's the reason why you vibe with black people. insinuating, because what isn't being said is you vibe with black people because you see them as unclean. That's what the racism is. It's not that hard to work that out. And the fact that your mind went there instantly, straight from scabies to that's the reason why people don't touch you, to then black people, we did. The thing about that is, none of us told you to say these words. You did. You made the racist comment. I mean, E is obsessed with Cynthia Erivo, but that's interesting though, because they seem to be more interested with Ariana Grande recently. But that is a good point. Good morning, Lolly. But yeah, that's the reason why people are calling you racist, because you went from that to that. I've also never seen them hang out with anyone of colour either. No, I haven't either, Sandra. So, and the way in which E describes this, and like black people are discriminated against. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Right? Especially in this country and America. But yes, they are. So you're trying to bond with the discrimination, but I think what happened is, yeah, we are, Lolly. I think what happened is he realized in real time what they said and is now backtracking. And the other excuse is just, you could have left it, but no, we have more. Yeah, I saw that page as well.
I'm the opposite of racist. I've had black cock before. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit.
I laugh because this is so ridiculous. That isn't the line you think it is. That isn't the line you think it is. That's like somebody saying, oh, I'm not homophobic, I have gay friends. You said the racist thing. And you said the racist thing. Yeah, exactly, Paige, exactly. You said the racist thing. Now you're backtracking with it. We also know the racist trap about that too, Lola. Yes, we do.
Said the N-word. I said the N-word when I was 16 years old, and that was over 4 years ago, and I repeated it. I didn't call someone, I repeated it. No.
So what Alpha was talking about here is, because I went and looked it up, someone called Elphaba it, and then Elphaba repeated it. But again, you double down then as well. And then, what about the guy that you called a poo? Like from The Simpsons? You know? And then there's the guy that you said, oh, were you in the Squid Games? I think it was the Squid Games. Like, your track record, and by the way, that wasn't 4 years ago, the Squid Game thing. That was this year. Yeah, this year. So, it's not looking good. The K-pop comment as well, yeah. They said that was in K-pop, not Squid Games. K-pop. So. Morning, Pug Life. You're trying to distance yourself from comments that you've made, but you've made other comments since then. So, okay.
Oh, it's not racism. It's not. Absolutely not. Up with my words. And I forget I'm on a fucking platform with thousands. I feel like I'm on a FaceTime sometimes. I'm like, oh, and then then obviously I can't take it back because obviously it's recorded, so it's out there forever.
Yes, but okay. So you know when you're making the when you're making the argument that you are different in real life, get to know me in real life than I am online. Well, this just blows that out of the water, because if you're on a FaceTime, isn't that real life then as well? You're digging yourself a hole that you don't realise you're digging, because that then means you would talk like this in real life, because this is how you talk on FaceTime? Okay. You're the one that said it, Elphaba. We never put that into your mouth. Again, I will reiterate, this started with scabies, the conversation with scabies, then you moved it to, this is the reason why people don't want to hold my hand or, touch me, and you made it into it being about the black community and about black people. Nobody else, you. So yes, it's a racist comment. My God. Most of us don't have to worry if we are on FaceTime or not. Exactly. We don't say racist things like off the cuff. Elphaba, on the other hand, seems to...
That's gonna get recorded now. People are gonna think I'm racist.
We don't think you're racist. You tell us you're racist. We don't think it, Elphaba. You tell us. The Korean one was asking if he was in K-pop group. I remember. Yeah, Finish. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so I got confused between whether they said Squid Game or K-pop. Like, Elphaba does so goddamn much. Elphaba does so goddamn much that I'm like, for fuck's sake. Oh, you mean the racist? Sure. And by the way, Elphaba's more transphobic than any of us. But okay.
I'm just thinking in my head now, like, that's out there forever now. I think I'm gonna take a break, like, because obviously, like, the backlash is gonna be here tomorrow, and then...
You wasn't wrong. I mean, the backlash is here tomorrow, but okay. You could ask about any community, and there is a vile comment he has made. You're not wrong, Moonshine. You are not wrong.
Next day after, I compared myself, which I shouldn't have. It wasn't in a bad way. It was like, yeah. It was in a stupid way. And then I kind of just said a lot of things. Then I said something inappropriate. And then, yeah, that's it really. No, it was not in a bad way. Came out bad.
It definitely came out bad. It came out racist. There's no two ways about that.
But it wasn't bad coming from my brain. It was like, why does no one understand my brain? Like, it's really stressing me out. Like, this is why I need a fucking diagnosis, because no one gets it unless you get it.
As someone that is diagnosed, won't escape the racism and the transphobia that you've done and the homophobic comments that you've made. Like, you think that a diagnosis is just going to magically make everything disappear, and it's not. It really is not going to make anything disappear. And the fact that you keep on trying to cling to a diagnosis is the reason why a lot of us have to fight every single tooth and nail and every single day because of people like you who make these stupid ass comments and then be like, this is the reason why I need a diagnosis. No, it isn't. It really is not. It really is not. But yeah, exactly. My son is diagnosed and he knows not to call a community that name. It's just... Hands up who has ADHD and isn't racist. The thing is, Elphaba's the one that made the comment. Nobody else did. Jesus. Was this...
No.
It was from Pro Nothing 123. It was from Pro Nothing 123. That was the one. Have you noticed Elphaba says the word black as if it's a slur? Yeah. I've noticed a lot of things with Elphaba. The blatant... There's so much wrong. But Elphaba just comes online and then goes, it's because of this, it's because of that. Elphaba hides behind, well, being trans, but hides behind being trans, hides behind doing this. People have legitimate problems with you as an individual, as a person. That's the problem. You are the problem, not the trans community, not the autism community, not the ADHD community. None of the communities that you are trying to destroy. You are the problem. My God. She cannot take accountability. She's immature and extremely uneducated. She has every resource at her fingers and does absolutely nothing. Yeah. You managed to Google symptoms to try and copy everyone. How about you have an education and Google what not to say before coming live? My God. So this is from Pro Nothing, and this, from my understanding, is the backlash after the fact because of the way in which Elphaba talks about it, because they turn the comments off.
So I'm just gonna say this right now, okay, and I'm gonna just turn the comments off for now because I'm just going to let everyone in on what happened. So
we just went through what happened, but okay, give it to us, girl.
When I was a child, I said the N-word on a live stream when I was around 15 to 16 years old. That doesn't make it right. Of course it doesn't, okay? I was repeating what I saw in the comment section. So I said it's not okay. So I said it's not okay to say this, but I actually repeated the word. So I repeated the word and I said, yeah, you shouldn't say, yeah, but you can't just say that. But then I said the word. So it was a repeated situation of a word, right? I never called anyone it. I just repeated the word and I read it out in the comment section that someone said it to me. So...
But you've sat there and called somebody a poo, and then you've also, again, stopped trying to isolate one incident when there's been several. This isn't just one incident, there's been several. And the problem is, this doesn't excuse this incident. Again, I'm like, what the fuck?
Please understand. I have not ever said that word ever since, and I never will repeat it. It doesn't even come across my mind to even say something like that now. So rest assured on that, okay? And that is growth. Today,
would you like a gold medal? Yeah, Molly. This isn't just one incident. The N-word isn't just one incident. There have been multiple after that. And one of them was this year. And then you've got this incident now. My life.
What I said was an uneducated thing.
You... You're 21 years of age. 21. Not 5. 21.
And it came out all wrong. And it came out too blunt. And it came out way too wrong. It wasn't racist. And it wasn't anything like that. It was actually it was something with good intentions.
I am so failing to see the good intentions. You went from scabies, no one wants to touch me, no one wants to hold my hands, to this is the reason why I relate to black people. And then you tried to sugarcoat it with, oh, that's the discrimination. And then when that didn't work, you went to, I can't be racist because I've sucked black cock. You insinuated that black people aren't clean, which is a stereotype. Your mind went there. Your mind went there. No one else's. Yours. And you can't keep on running on the excuse of, oh, I was uneducated. It came out blunt. You can't keep on running on that excuse anymore. Google is free. You are wise enough to come on the internet, which, by the way, as a side tangent here, I've noticed that you keep on running on this notion of, oh, I've got the mentality of a child, my mind is this, that and the other. Then why the fuck are you allowed to have social media? Why the fuck are you allowed to live alone? Why is that allowed to happen then? See, you are running into a wall here. You are running into a problem and you are running into a wall. There is fuck all wrong with you. You're a transphobe, a homophobe, a racist, an ableist little shit. And that may have worked in your little hometown. That may have worked in your little hometown where, you know, there may be a small population. But this is the internet, where information is widely available and you are coming across people that aren't going to stand for your bullshit. No one says, ew, I got a violation. Probably because it's a little bullshit. I'm just restricted for 10 minutes. That's fine. No one says that word in this day and age without knowing exactly what it means. Exactly. People know. And the thing is, Elphaba knows all of this. They're just trying to run with everything. Reducing a person to their race when speaking about sex is very uncool. Yes, it very much is. Thank you for the heart, me far. It definitely is.
Came out wrong, like verbal diarrhea. And we all know that, okay? I think people need to start listening and understand that if this was a real life situation, right?
If this was a real life situation and you walked up to people in the streets, they'd punch you out. That's the reason why you don't leave your house. It's the reason why you don't leave your house anymore. Because this shit wouldn't stand. You say this in front of people, you would get punched the fuck out.
It would not be this blown out of proportion. And I know people are going to blow this out of proportion and call me a racist all they want. That's fine. I know I'm not. If you want to label me as a racist, that's fine. You do it. You make a fake fucking narrative up. Go for it.
Morning, Signal Booster. How you doing? I'm doing good.
I know I'm not a racist. I will die saying that.
Oh, I could wish upon a star.
And I'm not going to talk about 18 plus stuff.
This confused me. Why are you bringing up 18 plus stuff? You mean because that's... Huh? What? Bringing up 18 plus stuff? Thank you for that, me, Catherine. Why bring up... because you mentioned the BBC. I know I'm not racist, but everyone calls me out and tells me I am because I say racist things. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because they probably can't have 18 plus on. Oh, you know they can't have 18 plus on. They never can.
But come on, like for real. And yeah, that's it really. Yeah, I would date a black man.
You're digging yourself a bigger hole. Well, hey AJ, you're digging yourself a bigger hole with this one. Completely.
I would. So yeah, just saying. I'd have a black guy as a boyfriend as well. I would. Not even joking. So, don't ever call me racist. Like,
So people can... And? You're not wrong, Morgan. You do realise that this is just digging yourself a bigger hole, and I don't even know. I know, Courtney. I know.
real. Like, I will die saying that. Like, that wasn't worded badly either. That came out genuine. Like, I will fully date a black guy.
You're just trying to excuse what you said. But okay.
I will.
Okay.
I mean, it obviously, duh, they're so fit. How can you not? Anyway. Okay. No, but they fucking are. Like, oh my god. Anyway, okay, sorry. We're gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I just hope you know I'm the opposite of a racist.
The sexualization bit is just...
love and support, okay? So, yes, I know this may be a scandal right now, and I know I'm probably still wording things wrong. I just hope there's someone out there listening right now, not listening to the fucking crowd, and understanding that I'm coming from a good place. I'm not coming from a bad place. It comes out wrong. I'm uneducated sometimes. Comparing myself is wrong, and I'm sorry. No, so I...
But... again, that's not. This all began with scabies. You're the one that made this into what it is. Thank you for the heart, Miss Signal Booster. Some sort of equals. Yeah, I know. You're the one that. You're the one that. You're the one that made this about race, Elphaba. No one else did. You're the one that did that. No one else did. No one. Absolutely no one. So you only have yourself to blame. And trying to say that, oh, I'm wording things and I'm uneducated. Again, the internet, thank you for the words, Lolly. Again, the internet was free, and you've been, like, the more you talk, the worse it gets for you. Like, seriously. Like, seriously. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know how much more, like, it just feels like it feels like Elphaba just seems to get worse and worse and worse. Oh wait, there was more?
But if someone...
Hang on. I think that was... Oh, sorry. Those are the only sort of like videos that I had. He just screams small town person in a world too big for them. Yes, exactly, yes. Those are pretty much the... Because it was interesting in the progression of things. It was just interesting, like, the progression of it all. Wait, what?
So Ryan has...
Oh. So, oh right, now... Okay, so... Elphaba, and like, we'll go down hang on, let me send to my little character again. He seems off kilter now. I need to send to him. There we go. He's now centered again. So, when it comes to the autism, or ADHD diagnoses, right? Allegedly, I say allegedly because Elphaba never provides any fucking proof for anything. Also need to be recentered spiritually. I mean, you're not wrong, Signal Booster. So, allegedly, Elphaba has done the assessment, right? I say allegedly because Elphaba never really provides any proof for anything. Although people have turned around and said that's the reason why Maria was there, and that's because if that is true and Maria is filling out the paperwork, Maria would have to fill out the paperwork because you do need a pre-assessment for this assessment. Maria would need to fill out the paperwork to fill out more of like the history of Elphaba. Like they need to fill out the full history. I've got questions though, because didn't Elphaba show us like text messages that, you know, were blacked out in places that didn't need to be blacked out in places a few months ago? So I'm like, oh, what the hell is going on? You'd love me to injure Elphaba. I'm blocked. So now the paperwork is part of the pre-assessment. Like I had to fill out lots of paperwork. But yeah, no, the paperwork is a lot. And so we will find a way, CJ. Elphaba would never I find it interesting because the Elphaba is so adamant that they are either got autism or ADHD. You might be unblocked, as apparently there was a rogue mod the other day. Elphaba gets a lot of rogue mods. Maybe, possibly. That may be a possibility. If you offered them money, he would take it well. Yeah. Unfortunately, I ain't gonna do that. He would have to pay me to freaking interview them. So I find it's just, and this is the reason why, like, we have to fight, as I say, we have to fight tooth and nail to just put sherbet in a bag. Signal boost. We have to fight tooth and nail to just be seen and just exist. Whereas you have Elphaba here saying, basically trying to excuse their bad behavior and saying this is the reason why I need to be assessed so that people can understand their brain. And I'm like, well, what I would like to know, what does Elphaba think is gonna happen? Like, does Elphaba really think that if they get a diagnosis, they can just come online and go, ha, see, I'm autistic. You can't come at me anymore. See, I wasn't lying. See. It's like, it's not going to be the gotcha that Elphaba thinks it's going to be. And you know Elphaba's going to be the kind of person, and they already are doing it, even though they don't have a diagnosis. They already are doing it by saying, you know, it doesn't excuse or even behaviour, their vile behaviour. Exactly. So it's just like, I don't understand why they're doing it. Like, okay, so you get a diagnosis, and that's not going to stop people from calling you out. It's not going to stop people from calling you out. It's not going to magically make people go, oh, they're there, Elphaba, they're there. No, it's not. And then people are just going to use you even more and scapegoat another community. They already do it for the trans community. Like, because Elphaba is adamant that they're trans even though they have done nothing to transition. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Which, by the way, like, I think I saw a video where they are going to get hormones again. Like, this is the reason why it's kind of like a repeat cycle. Yeah, I have an ADHD diagnosis, but waiting list for autism assessment, but I won't claim I am autistic, like how they're on antidepressants, so he always uses depression as an excuse for crappy behaviour. We've seen E's diagnoses. E's not diagnosed with depression, however, I unfortunately am. Hence why, and you can be put on sertraline for many different things other than depression. You can be put on it for anxiety, which I think E is actually diagnosed with anxiety. From what I saw from their medical records, they are diagnosed with anxiety, but not depression. And it like you say, antidepressant, he always uses depression as an excuse. Depression isn't an excuse. No, you meant to use depression as air quotes. Now I get it. And sort of like depression, like the way this is the problem. This is the reason why people are so pissed off. And he doesn't understand it. He just thinks people are just transphobic. No, people are angry. Nothing than an excuse for bad behaviour, right, Ratty? People are angry and pissed off because he uses every excuse they can for their vile, nasty words and nasty behaviour. And it's like, this is the reason why we are so pissed off and angry, because it's not Elphaba that has to deal with the repercussions. Elphaba can sit there on live stream and say all this shit. Elphaba's not the ones that have to deal with this. We are. We're the ones that have to deal with the repercussions of it. Because Elphaba has a platform. It's the weaponizing of everything they can. Yes, Signal Beast, it is. He does use it as CLCJ, yeah. And he doesn't, this is like, when you look at what he does, he sits there day in, day out, and literally, if he, like, he keeps on going about, like, yes, depression is the new thing because they're unsearching because of antidepressants. Because, yeah, right, okay, E. That's a new thing for you. That's very, very new. The real communities deal with the backlash of their stupidity. Exactly. They're not depressed. Like, he doesn't really understand what depression is either. This is the reason why, like, because I've heard E turn around and say that's the, like, they have dark humor and like they laugh because they're sad and And I think Ice Blue brought up a good point. The reason why people laugh, yes, that can happen. Morning, Beatrix. 100%. I wouldn't wish depression. No, it's not healthy. I will try to say that it's not healthy. Sandra, it really isn't. Like, and he just laughs it up and just like, oh, okay. Like, he. When you look at what he does, he sits there day in, day out, and literally, if he, like, he keeps on going about, like, yes, depression is the new thing because they're unsearching because of antidepressants. Because, yeah, right, okay, E. That's a new thing for you. That's very, very new. The real communities deal with the backlash of their stupidity. Exactly. They're not depressed. Like, he doesn't really understand what depression is either. This is the reason why, like, because I've heard E turn around and say that's the, like, they have dark humor and like they laugh because they're sad and and I think Ice Blue brought up a good point. The reason why people laugh, yes, that can happen. Morning, Beatrix. 100%. I wouldn't wish depression. No, it's not healthy. I will try to say that it's not healthy. Sandra, it really isn't. Like, and he just laughs it up and just like, oh, okay. Like, he really doesn't understand he wants the label of depression and autism and ADHD just to skate. Hey, Busy, thank you for the help me, Busy. Just to, yeah, it's like the hee I'm quirky thing, and the language that hey, the Observer, by the way, the way in which Elphaba uses language when it comes to autism, ADHD, depression, it's very bigoted language. Like, I've heard Elphaba turn around and say that they are broken and that they need, like, the language that Elphaba uses is the language of, like, saying autism needs a cure, ADHD needs a cure. And I'm like, that's dangerous language. They're very tactile, yeah. That's very dangerous language. And it's like, we have had to fight for so many years for that not to be used as language. And Elphaba is using that language to excuse their bad behavior. And it's like, ugh. Yeah. It is very ableist, fantasy. It is. And you've always enjoyed listening to me. I don't know why you enjoy listening to me. I just ramble on and on and on and talk shit. He's doing all the hard work before. Yes, yeah, exactly. Anyone watch Stranger Things? I have not watched any Stranger Things, although I have watched Hell of a Boss. No, not Hell of a Boss. Hell's... Why do I want to say Hell's Bells? Has Been Hotel. Why was that so hard for me to say? I think it's because I've seen clips of Hell of a Bus on TikTok. Why was Has Been Hotel for me hard for me to say? I've not watched any Stranger Things yet. I think it's because Stranger Things, from what I've seen of clips, it seems more like a horror, and I'm not really a horror fan, and it jump scares things. I think that's the reason why I haven't watched it yet. I haven't dived in. I mean, it took me ages to watch Has Been Hotel. Has Been Hotel has been out for years. Oh, it's not a horror. It's more like a sci-fi kind of thing. Helluva always jumps to forefront of my brain instead of Has Been. I don't know. I know. Oh, okay. I always tend to watch big hit shows 5 years out. Same, Signal Booster. Yeah, same. Yeah. It took me ages to watch Has Been Hotel. And the only reason why I watched it, and I will admit it, is because my partner sent me... I was being a slut to my partner, and we were going on about whips and chains in messages when he was going to work, and he sent me angel dust as a meme, and then husk as a meme, and I was like, this makes no sense to me. Like, this makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever, because I don't get the context. And so he bullied me. He bullied me into watching it. So I sat down and watched it, and I was like, oh my god. Do I have a favourite song from Has Been Hotel? Well, I like Poison. Hang on. Wait, because I do have them... I have them on YouTube Music. I've got a few. So there's Poison, Losing Streak, Vox, DEI, Diversity and Inclusion, Easy, Gravity, Loser Baby, Stayed, Gone, and Respectless at the minute. Those are some. Oh my god, was it the Harder Daddy one? Yeah, it was. It was that meme, Vanish, yeah. It was. This makes no sense to me and just sounds odd. Yeah, I know, Signal Booster, I know. I'm now deep diving Has Been Hotel looks. Oh, the looks are so brilliant with the Has Been Hotel. I've seen some cosplays and they are brilliant. But those are the songs. So, like... I'm trying to think of... See, everyone's like, do you love musicals? It's right up your alley. Some of them. I like Chicago. I think Chicago was like... Because it was out... I've seen the film. I haven't been to see the musical, but I've seen the film of Chicago. I've not watched Wicked at all. I haven't been to the musical either, but I've seen the songs. Oh yeah, that's Losing Streak. Yeah, that's Losing Streak. That is so funny. And Husk's response to that song is wild. Okay, Signal Booster, I hope you have a good day. Yeah, it's so good. But because I think somebody asked me like what my favorite character was, and I was like, each character brings their own sort of flavor in Has Been Hotel. And I was like, each one's got their own quirks. Nifty. So okay, so I haven't done any videos on Has Been Hotel because I had watched all of season 1, then I watched all of season 2. However, my partner had not watched the last 2 episodes, so I had not done any videos on it. I was waiting for him to watch, because obviously my partner does see my TikToks, so I was waiting for him to watch the last 2 episodes. So I was like, so has everyone... I don't want to give spoilers away, so has everyone in this chat seen all of Has Been Hotel before I talk about it? Yes, okay. Oh, you haven't seen all of them yet? Oh no, Courtney. But please talk about it. Okay, but I don't want to give spoilers away for people. Okay, if you don't, okay. If you spoiler warning for Has Been Hotel season 2. Anyone watching Physically 100 Asia? Oh my god, the bodies on those contests. No, I'm not watching that. Nifty. Nifty. Yeah, if anyone doesn't want spoilers, go and make a cup of tea, cup of coffee, and Nifty. Okay. I wasn't expecting her to have any power. She's an overlord. She's definitely an overlord. Confirmed in the end. That is wild. That is wild. I was like, what? Well, her and Husk are former overlords. Yeah, Finish, yeah. But I wasn't expecting... I knew Husk was, but I wasn't expecting Nifty to be one. Although that was really foreshadowed at the beginning, wasn't it? With there was like a poster showing like silhouettes with Alistair and like silhouettes behind him, and one was Husk, and everyone was like assuming that it was Nifty, so that was kind of expected really. But I was like, oh wow. I was like, oh damn. And then like, so the ending though, like I get the power of friendship, although people are complaining, people are up in arms about it being the power of friendship. Was it really though? Was it really? Because from Charlie's perspective and Emily's perspective, yeah, sure. Charlie, Emily, Angel, Cherry, Husk, like, yes, that group, core group, yes. The power of friendship, yeah, sure, okay. However, Valentino, Velvet, and all the others, not so much. I think that was more a case of this crazy motherfucker is going to kill us all. We need to stop this. So, yeah, we're gonna help. It was more a case of survival than the power of friendship. It was more a case of Vox was gonna literally destroy the fucking place. So, like, what else did you expect hell to do? Like, it was already getting to that point when Alistair and Vox were going at each other. Like, and Abel's song was just really poetic. It was more we need to unite than friendship. Yeah, right, Sandra. But everyone's complaints that I've seen on TikTok is like, oh, it's just the power of friendship. I was like, was it? Because that's not what I took from it. Yes, don't get me wrong. From some aspects, yeah, I can see that. But it was more a case of like, Vox is going to kill us all with his madness. Little Abel, I adore him so much. Yeah, little Abel is so cute and adorable. Although some people are saying, why did it was more survival that thing that could take them out. Yeah, exactly. Like, it was going to destroy the whole of hell. Like, Vox literally turned around and said it's going to destroy the whole of Pride, than actually like Vox was like, I'm just going to wipe the smile off, kill everyone if it's going to wipe the smile off Alistair's face. Like, huh? Thank you for the heart, me Gillian. Like, huh? Okay. But people really hate it, and I'm like, I know the song screams like friendship, I guess, but But yeah, I love Abel. He's so adorable, and the guy who voices Abel is it Fallout Boy? I want to say Fallout Boy is the singer from Fallout Boy. I want to say that. I may get that wrong. It's Patrick Stump from Fallout Boy. Yeah, Fallout Boy. Yeah, I was like, wow, damn, they're going all out with this one, and he's got such a unique, powerful voice as well. I was like, oh, okay, they're going all out with this. I was like, oh. Okay. But yeah, like I liked the conclusion. They have Christian Ball as Vox. Vox is a psychiatrist's wet dream. He is, although to be fair, when you look at Alistair and you look at Vox, I look at them and I'm like, okay, they like different time periods, but like obviously Alistair lived through like an oppression and had to do things a bit more tactfully, and like his rise to, like, we'll say fame was a lot different. Yeah, they're in hell for very different reasons. But the way in which they go about things, I was like, okay. And Vox's character arc is very much, you screwed me over. Because I think Vox came to hell thinking that Alistair was going to be sort of like his partner. And Alistair was like, no. And laughed in his face. And I think that was the first time Vox ever felt vulnerable, ever in his life. Because normally he'd just kill to get his power, whereas this time he couldn't do that. So he tried the I'm going to be vulnerable approach, and that didn't work. So, yeah. To learn that, you know, and this all has been, well, not all of it, but like Vox's ego is his downfall. Like, wow. Yeah, yes, Alistair, he was cruel in old New Orleans, where race is a big thing. Yeah, Vox killed by fame. Yeah, Vox was very much killed by his own fame. Yeah, and like yeah, it was very well done. You know what I think though? I think Has Been Hotel needs more episodes. And I don't like the way streaming services have done this. Like, as I said, I've been watching Supergirl as well, which, by the way, Amazon Prime have made it so that you have to pay for Charmed now, motherfuckers. I think I lost the deal with Paramount, but anyway. So I'm watching Supergirl, right? I've been watching like those TV shows, and I'm like watching something like Supergirl, which I know is not an animation. Has filmed season 3, and they're working on season 4. Oh no, I thought they were working on season 3. So watching Supergirl, right? That is a like 20 summer episode season, and you do sort of get into the nitty-gritty of the characters, whereas, and I've seen this a lot with, not just with Has Been Hotel, but with a lot of like streaming programs, they don't, you go from moment to moment to moment to moment like super quickly, and it doesn't really give much room to breathe and sit with the characters and get to know the characters. Now, Has Been Hotel does do a good job of getting us characters, but it's sort of like Baxter's a good example. He took people with him as the chair was in a pool of water, so he died into the TV. And yeah, Venice. So like Baxter's a good example. Baxter, like, was in season 2, yes, and there was set up there, but then nothing for a good couple of episodes because you had to focus on the other episodes. And then we had, all of a sudden, Baxter does a 180 and is like really super close to Nifty. But I think there may have been clues, but because the episodes, they're not rushed, but like, because there is so much happening, because the episodes aren't allowed to breathe, you may miss things, and it just feels like, huh? Okay. But I do think Baxter's a good character. I still laugh as poor Alistair's death that was bad happens. Fairness, I don't think it was. I don't think it was. I think because so from what I gather from Hell of a Boss, Hell actually can get to Earth. From little glimpses that I can gather, Hell can get to Earth. So I don't think that was coincidence. I kind of think that Rosie, or because I think Rosie's the one that made the deal, right? We all know that. So I think Rosie may have orchestrated a few things, which Rosie's an interesting character as well. Can you tell I've been dying to talk about Has Been Hotel? I've been dying to talk about Has Been Hotel. Rosie's definitely an interesting character, and I think they're going to flush out Rosie a bit more in season 3. Yeah, Rosie made the deal, which I love Alistair as a character, because everyone was saying that Alistair is a fraud, Alistair's this, leading up to season 2, right? Sam, I don't have anyone to talk to about the has-been. That's right, Sandra. I mean, I've got my partner, but I have to say he didn't. I think he watched it the other day. Issue is you have to have immense power to get to Earth. So a grimoire or one of Ozzy gems. Yeah, it does take a lot of power. But here's the thing, right? Alistair is. Whereas, see, this is where Alistair and Vox are very similar in, like, they do have ego, right? And they do like to manipulate, and they do like to, they're very similar. But their approach to how they handle situations is vastly different. Whereas Alistair is more cunning and more manipulative, whereas Vox will fly off the handle and not think about what he does. Alistair, though, plans everything, and everyone says that Alistair was a fraud and all this stuff. Oh no, we saw that at the last episode. We saw that in full view. He used Vox to break not one, but 2 deals in one. He broke the Rosie deal because he made a deal with Charlie to say it was a favour, and it was any favour, right? So when Charlie was up on that podium, he made Charlie say Vox is the biggest sinner in hell, which broke the deal with Rosie. And then in that very same second, he knew that Vox would touch Charlie, so it broke the deal with Vox at the same time. Like, wow. I was like, and then Vox was like, I didn't hurt her. And then Alistair's like, I didn't say I didn't hurt her. I said, you're not to lay your hands on her. I was like, yep, that's definitely a wordplay. Definitely a wordplay. I was like, Yet wordplay is a radio presenter's best weapon. Yeah. And this is where sort of like... And you know what fascinates me now? I know I've been talking a little bit about politics on my channel, like in videos. But when I look at shows like Has Been Hotel, and a lot of people are real fired up about Has Been Hotel, I'm like... And it's the same with shows like, use for example, Wicked. I'm sort of like, huh? People can love Has Been Hotel but not see, like, we'll take Vox for example. Vox got the way he did by screwing everybody else over, even his own friends. So I know I've seen some of the videos, Sandra, because they've been reposted on TikTok. I know I need to watch the live special, but I've seen some of the videos and oh my god, it's so amusing. Doesn't help Vox is a handsy guy. Yeah, exactly. But you see, Fennis, Alistair knew that. And this is where Vox thinks he knows everything about everyone, but Vox actually doesn't know everything about everyone. But and Charlie also has this issue where, and people were dogging on Charlie as well, like throughout season 2, people were like, why is Charlie like, best bits is Viv's had planned season 2 before Trump was in power. Oh, there you go, finish. Yes, that's just like, well, that was a precursor. But here's the people were like ragging on Charlie, right? Because everyone was saying that Charlie, why is Charlie going off the rails? Why is Charlie doing this? Because the core characteristic of Charlie is Charlie, we'll take Angel Dust for example, right? Yes, Charlie is friends with Angel Dust, but Charlie, I know there's a scene with when Vox comes to the hotel and Angel Dust, is asking Charlie to stop antagonizing Vox, and Charlie keeps on going. Charlie's characteristic is Charlie's mission is to get sinners out of hell by way of redemption, because she feels that that's the only way that she can see her mom again. But yes, she's friends with people, but it kind of feels, and people are like, why is Charlie going off the rails? Why is Charlie so upset? She's just a crybaby. She doesn't really do anything. Because that's her character. Her character is, she sees the good in people, but that's her version of good. It's what she wants to see in people, not how people actually are. And that goes back to Vox. Vox thinks he knows who people are, but that's how he sees people. Whereas Alistair's a lot more observant, and that's how Alistair outdid Vox, because Alistair was like, I see you and I see what you do. I see how you move and I see how you operate. That was a really long-winded way of saying it. I've had a lot of time to sit and psychoanalyze each and every single character. To a degree. Help everyone as much as possible trying to fulfill her mother's dream. Poor Charlie. Exactly, Finish. Yeah. She has it in her mind that this is her mother's dream. Which, by the way, I am very much convinced that the Lilith that we see is not Lilith. There's just something about it. I don't think that's Lilith. I think that is an imposter. I think that's Eve. I could be proven wrong in season 3. But I have a feeling that is not Lilith. So, just like the jewelry and things like that. I mean, it could be Rue. It could be, but yeah. But here's the thing about Rue, though. Isn't Rue and Eve the same character? Because Eve ate the tree. Eve ate the fruit from the tree, which was the cause, which was the root of evil. So they're being a hypochondriac today. Oh shit. Oh dear. Oh, is that? Oh right. So wait, are they like? Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh fun. Why are they being a hypochondriac? Why are they being a hypochondriac? Hang on. Let me. Oh no, I don't need to do that. Oh wait, hang on. Let me go to here. Go to here. Oh, on Instagram. They're being a hypochondriac on Instagram. Oh, when aren't they? I mean, you're not wrong. Wait, what? Wait. Oh, wait. Wait, so this is something to read. Hang on, let me uncenter my character. Why the fuck would you do that? Rude. Right, so there we got it. Right, so I don't need sound on for this one. So this is what where did my chat go? Shit. Hang on 1 second. Where the fuck did my chat go? Oh, what the fuck's... Oh, wait, there's my chat. Sorry. My chat just disappeared on me. Damn. That was bizarre. Sorry. So I'm... Yeah. It's deflection from yesterday for sure. Oh dear. So, Pro Nothing says... So Pro Nothing's put up on the screen. Elphaba may be taking a trip to the hospital this morning. Heard they have enough for the bus this time. Oh, don't tell me we're going to do S-baiting. Oh dear. Potentially... Oh, I didn't realise that there was going to be more. Shit. Potentially... You can tell I don't do live streams that much. Potentially having to go to hospital, waiting for call. My head feels like it's been slammed with something. Okay. That's slide number 1. Slide number 2. Maybe, this again is Pro Nothing, maybe if he washed their hands after urinating, or oh yeah, I heard about that too, or just washes in general, they would be less likely to get an infection. Yeah. I'm just getting checked out to rule out any serious infection. Okay. And then, no, rude. That was rude. How fucking rude of you. That was fucking rude. I was reading. How rude. Stop. Potentially, no, I've just read that. Why does it instantly... Why do you instantly do that? I want to read the last fucking song. This is rude. Being there 10 days and chooses now. Totally departure from me. Yeah, it probably is. What the fuck? Ending... I will knock you out. It's not fast enough. I can't read that fast enough. What the fuck? That's too quick. How can anyone fucking read that? How can anyone read that? Damn. You know what? Give me 2 seconds. I have a fix. Well, I say I have a fix. I don't know whether this is going to work either, but right. Fine. You want to be a tit? I can't read. Sorry, but I can't read that last one. It's just too fast. That's just too fucking fast. That is way too fast for anyone to fucking read. And I can't even fucking get it either. Thank you for the rose, Sandra. This Friday, Elphaba is serving a generous portion of BS. You're not wrong. Hang on, can I do this on... Wait, no, I was going to say if I can do it on my phone, but nah. My headache is coming in waves, so I'm waiting for call. Could be due to my antidepressants or the cyst near my eye. And we're going to go back one again. The cyst near my eye. Praying it's all good. Eating helped, but not really. I have high pain tolerance, so I can be in so much pain but won't feel it as much. Oh, so we're going down the autism route again. Did you read that on Google? Ugh. Anyway. What the fuck? Okay. Hello, I'm a bit of a hypochondriac sometimes, not gonna lie. Oh, that's also gonna do that again there. I am so... The best to be safe than sorry. Okay. Why does it instantly jump? I have it fucking paused. I have it fucking paused. Why does it instantly jump? Oh, why does it instantly jump like that? Fucking piece of shit. Okay. Why does it instantly fucking jump like that? That's fucking irritating. Right, so I can get this up on my phone. The last one on the... God, there's one in between that one as well. So I'll just read this out. We're going to go back to the other one. I don't know what's going on with the PC thing, but basically, potentially having to go hospital, waiting for call. My head feels been slammed or something. I'm just getting this checked out to rule out any serious infection. Yep. And then the last one of that is ending up in hospital. Triangle of death isn't a joke. That was the last one of that one. Then you've got 2 things of toast, which is what that kept on jumping me to. And then you've got one in between that, which is what they're saying about eating. Hospital was a bit extreme. Doctors I class 111 as hospital sometimes. Basically called 111 due to headache. that was severe. It has gotten better, but still, then maybe because I ate something. None of this. Oh my God, the mental gymnastics. Wait, going back. So, ending up in hospital, triangle of death isn't a joke. That got deleted. Oh, wait. That got deleted. So then the toast. Oh, this happened in fucking real time. Oh, Elphaba, this happened in real time. Yeah, the triangle of death is from the first one. Oh. You can tell I can only do with Elphaba for so long. Oh, right. Okay, so. Wow. So. So then the toast came. So obviously. This. Wow, okay. Then they put the hospital was a bit extreme. Doctors like class 111 as hospital sometimes. Right, so they said hospital, then they put up the toast, and then in real time realised that they fucked up. And then they called 111, and then this is the last one I would think. Fucking hell. Yeah, fairness. So my headache is coming in waves, so I'm waiting for call. Could be due to my antidepressant or the cyst near my eye. Praying it's all good. Because eating helped, but not really. I have high pain threshold, so I can be in much pain, but won't feel it as much. Which is hey Feral, which is a autism thing. And then obviously then they did. Hello, I'm a bit of a hypochondriac sometimes, not gonna lie. But best to be safe than sorry. And then the last one, which kept on jumping on me. And that was just the same thing. Hospital was a bit extreme. So, oh no. The hospital was a bit extreme. Class 111, basically called 111. Holy fucking hell. Oh, there's voice to this with the community post. There's voice to the community post. Okay. Holy fucking hell. There is voice to the last one with the community post. Why isn't that loaded? There it is. Rude. Okay, so there's voice to this. So I was reading out a bit of the community post where there's a bit about hypochondriac. So there's voice to this.
It's like a little chat.
Whoa. That jumped on me.
Oh my, that didn't sound. Hi. Okay. I just wanted to send like a little vibe because it's like a little chat we're having. It's kind of cool. My headache is coming in waves, so I woke up with like a severe headache. It was like really bad. Painkillers weren't even helping it, and my cyst was hurting like on my face. So I was like, oh shit, like obviously best to be safe and sorry because you don't want to I don't like it spread to my brain because that is a possibility. So I called.
Hi, is Vivi in here? Huh?
They were like, okay, you need to call, like, you need to see someone just to be safe. I was like, yeah. And I was thinking, like, do I have a food headache? So I made some food. It's still there, but yeah, I think it's actually to do with my cyst on my face. So I was praying it's not bad. But yeah, I do have a bit of a stiff neck, but that could be due to sleep. So it's just best to be safe and sorry. Because this here.
Okay.
Yeah. know, like, this could, like, you know, be deeper than, you know, like, just what I'm saying, because it has improved, but, like, we don't know, because it's, like, you see that it's in that area, because this...
So there's that. No, this wasn't long ago. Okay. Okay. So someone, I can't remember who, but someone posted that could be the rug use. Could be a side effect of a specific type of rug use. It was something to do with it was a specific wording of it, and they put up like a screenshot of Elphaba's picture and a picture of like what it meant and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, oh, makes sense. So thank you for the heart me tea. So yeah, okay, I do think this is deflection from yesterday. This is complete deflection from yesterday. They want people to feel sorry for them. They want people to feel sorry for them because they were being racist yesterday. And then they tried to excuse it all. Yet they hadn't been to hospital with all that and waiting times. There's no way they'd been in and out. No, I don't think they went to the hospital. I think what they did was they said they went to the hospital and then made that triangle of death comment, then posted the toast, and then realised, oh shit, I've just shown everyone that I'm at home, so I'm a liar, and then had to come up with I'm just sometimes over dramatic. Which again, Elphaba's been reading up autism things, because having a high pain threshold can be an autistic trait. So now they're trying for the pity party, and no, Elphaba, failing miserably. If you had a problem with the cyst, you should have sorted that out days ago. Yeah, it can be finished, yeah. Growing up, I had a different pain threshold. And what Elphaba means to say, because Elphaba says in the messages, not in the messages, in the, what Elphaba says, let me bring it up. Where is it? Is it that one? No, this one. Actually, no. This one. Where is it? Where's the pain threshold one? That's a triangle of death. Where's the triangle? I'm just trying to find out where that is now. It's gone better. I know. I know that's a boy's thing. My head feels like it's fine. I'm getting the chest checked and an infection, and that's a triangle of death. Right. So I've read that. Hospital was a bit extreme. Doctors are claiming while I'm honest hospital due to a headache. That has gotten better, but still. But that's also said there as well. My headache is coming in waves, so I'm waiting for call. Could be due to my antidepressants or the cyst. Praying it's all good. Eating help, not really. I have. Oh, here it is. It's in the It's in the my headache is coming in waves, so I'm waiting for call. Could be due to my antidepressants or the cyst near my eye. Praying it's all good. Eating helped, but not really. I have a high pain threshold, so I can be in pain, so much pain, but not want to feel it as much. Right, so that is Alpha's been googling autistic traits, but what Elphaba doesn't understand is it's an inverse pain threshold. It's an inverse pain threshold. So that doesn't mean you don't feel pain. What that means, because once again, Elphaba's not autistic, they're just a cunt. But anyway, what that means is, I'll speak for myself, I can get a paper cut and it feel extensively like I'm in agony, right? However, I can snap my wrist in half, which I've done, and not feel it. That's what that means. That's what that means. Having a high pain threshold when dealing with autism is the inverse of things. Doesn't mean you don't feel pain, it just means it's inversed in a different way. But of course, Elphaba doesn't understand autism. They're just trying to cosplay as autistic as usual. And you can turn off the pain. You can turn it off. It's just I think what it means is what they mean by that is by turning it off, I think what they mean is because there is so much going on in the brain, you don't feel things like physically. There's so much internal pain going on. Okay, I know, like, oh. But, like, I'm so, I hate hospitals. Can't stand them. But that's because I grew up in them, so I have a fear of hospitals and doctors. Like, even just the automated service that I had to do to get my prescription renewal yesterday. Do you want to know how annoying that is? Oh, it's an automated service, and all they ask for is your name, your name, address, date of birth, prescriptions, and by the way, they turn around and say your prescription will be delivered to your preferred pharmacist. Bullshit, does it? That's a lot of fucking crap, because no they don't. You have to literally specifically say what preferred pharmacist, even though it is your preferred pharmacist. Oh, the NHS app, I have not gone to, because to get the NHS app, I have to physically go to my doctors to get it working. Because I'm having some ID issues, so it tells me to go to the GP, which is fucking annoying. Yeah, no. But yeah, like I just, this is just, it's just a deflection tactic that Elphaba likes to use. It's a deflection tactic because they got called out yesterday. That's all that is. That's all that is. It's a deflection tactic because I got caught out yesterday. So now it's the, oh, everyone must feel sorry for me because I have a cyst on my face and this, that, and the other. I'm like, Elphaba, come back to me when you've got like massive scarring on your body. But apparently they call in the doctors. So that's what today's going to be. Speaking of prescriptions, I need to do my, yeah. I know, yeah. I'm gonna run out because I left it a day late, so I'm going to run out, and I don't do prescriptions on the weekends, so I'm going to run out Tuesday, and I can't get my prescription until Wednesday, or Thursday, so I'm gonna run out. I know I should plan it to do it a week beforehand, but it never works out that way. So that's what we're gonna get today. That's what we're gonna get today. The pity party. The woe is me. The oh, look at me. I've got this cyst and I feel dizzy and you woke up with a headache. Like, morning, Haley. Good morning. Josh has been ranting for almost 2 hours. Can you get an emergency supply from your pharmacist? Jojo, honestly, I don't know. I've never checked. I mean, usually I can go a day or two without my medication. Yeah, I'm in a lot of pain. Yeah, I have a... but I think you can. I've just never really done it that way. But it's just going to be a day or two. But yeah. The fact he keeps calling 111 proves there's no GP. Yeah, Haley, yeah, it's just interesting. They do that at mine, but I'm in Scotland, so things are a bit different. I mean, I have never really checked with my pharmacist, to be honest. I've never really checked. Because I'm usually good with it. My partner usually reminds me. And he did remind me this time. I just got distracted, as I usually do. Yep, using 111 instead of calling GP for emergency appointments. Weird. Yes, that is weird. If I've got any medical things which I do need to call my GP for things, you forget every time. I mean, Jojo, I generally forget. Like I say, my partner usually kicks me up the ass and be like, so when's your medication? Are you gonna run out? Like, my partner is I don't mean this in any disrespectful way, is my glorified carer. Like, he generally keeps me on track. With a lot of different things. I'm annoyed that long-term pills are still prescribed in monthly doses. Give me 6 months. I know, Haley, like, my medication, I'm on gabapentin, topiramate, and mirtazapine. I've been on them for years. 10 years for mirtazapine, maybe a bit longer. And gabapentin and topiramate, way longer than that. Same reason I need to see them as tendon is busted and hurts still. Oh, Fennis. About doctor. Yeah, Fennis, yeah. I need to go to the doctor for like a few different things. I think mainly just to like up my medication. Up the gabapentin, which by the way, Elphaba, like, this whole thing was like, this scenario today is about their headache. Elphaba, come back to me when you literally have a thumping headache non-stop. Get a grip. Like, this is the reason why Elphaba pisses me off so much, because I'm like, girl, ever since my brain injury, all I've had is a headache non-stop. That's the reason I'm on topiramate. It eases it a little bit. Yeah, I was fed up of calling up every couple of weeks for medication. But like, yeah, Sandra, yeah, I call them up like every month going, it is an automated service, but Ramipril 28 days, Ramipril 28 days, both heart meds. I'm not exactly gonna neck them. Well, hell yeah. So mine are 28. They're 28 days. All my medications 28 days. They've probably got a headache because they're dehydrated. Probably, Sandra. Yeah, that can happen. So when he transitions, would they need a doctor as well, or can they do it just through a clinic? Well, from my understanding, you can. See, this is where I think that you can just do it through a clinic, but they would need your GP for medical history. So I don't think so. And no pills are together, so it's a new prescription every other week. Oh, Jesus, Haley. So mine are all prescribed together. So when I call up, I literally just list the medication and they're all in one box. Well, not all in one box, all in one bag. Yeah, but I do believe that they do still need a GP, because you do, even if you're going to a clinic, you do still need the medical history, because they need to go like psychological evaluations and things like that. Yeah, all my medication comes together. So, yeah, I'm lucky in that sense. Yeah, I am lucky in that sense. But yeah, they all do tend to run out at the same time. I don't understand why. Well, I do understand why. This doesn't just go for Elphaba. Like, why are people, like, why do you want this? Like, why do people want things like autism, ADHD, being trans? Like, it's not an easy life. And depression. Like, oh, I was going to go on a rant about depression as well, wasn't I? Before, like, Hasbin Hotel came up. I'm terrible for taking my thyroid meds. Oh, goodness. Like, he keeps on going, like, they're on antidepressants for depression. Like, that's not, that maybe I'm searching for just their anxiety, but when it comes to depression, it's like, it's not something to kiki and ha about. It's not fun. It's not fun. Like, you can find, like, it's debilitating. I mean, anxiety is not fun either, but, like, it's like, I don't understand why they want it. Mad how much pushing for the autistic more. Sorry, Elliot. I'll do that again. Mad how much pushing for the autistic card more than the trans one. I think because has been trying, because thinks that they're going to be rewarded for having the autism card, and that's not how that's going to work. That video of them making fun of having depression and being on pills wound me up to no end. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. Since the NHS app, there's a thing called a spine that links all records together. No GP. Oh, really, Haley? Oh, right. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Get your mockingbirds. Mockingbirds. Just mockingbirds? I'm confused. Doesn't sound much to be confused. What's a mockingbird? Oh yeah, I'm just confused. Yeah, I'm maybe a mockingbird. Oh, yeah, it could be. Yeah, I'm at multiple hospitals. The spine links all hospitals and pharmacies together. Oh, Haley, okay, yeah, that may be how he's getting away with a lot of stuff. That may be how he's getting away with a lot of stuff. But I'm like, why call? They've got to be a nuisance caller at this point. Like seriously, the amount of times equals 111, and yet that also irritates me. Like, I will admit, I have lived like I've lived where I've lived for, it will be 8 years this year. No, 8 years next year. Sorry, 7 years this year. 8 years next year. God, I'm already thinking of 2026. Jesus Christ. So, and I have only been to my GP once or twice, maybe, if that may. We'll say a handful of times. And the only time I ever call them is for my prescription renewal, because I don't like GPs. I don't want to waste their time. Like, I'm doing okay. I mean, I'm falling apart, quite literally. You know, I'm in agony most days. Want to scream most days. Want to cry most days. I don't want to put, like, I don't want to run to the GP or call 111 for every little bit of ailment that I've got. Like, no thanks. You went to emergency GP instead of hospital because I didn't want to waste their time. I needed 2 blood transfusions. Oh my God, Elliot, wow. I realise the way I say it is still wrong. Should be walking forwards, because they meant to sentences. Oh, right. I kind of get you now. Finish, yeah. I had an abnormal ultrasound on Wednesday. So much of my organs are missing. So interesting. Oh, Haley, wow. The only time I phoned 999 was in June, when I thought I'd broken my ankle. Ouch, Sarah. Ouch. I mean, you know, it's just wild. I mean, I and this is bad management, I don't recommend, but I got a letter in the mail last year, November, literally a year ago, saying that I needed to go for like a checkup for like autism. I think it's just like a general health checkup, but they phrase it in such a way where it's just like, okay. I did call them at the time, but they were busy, and I don't want to deal with it. You've been blue lighted and it's not fun. It's scary. How can E thrive off that? This is the thing. I don't know how they thrive off it. I should call them actually and be like, I know I was supposed to have an appointment last year, but because I bet I'm due a new one. I often wait to go to doctors until I absolutely have to, because I'm just fed up of doctors in general. Sound up saying, I spent most of my teenage years, young adult life, in and out of hospitals for various different things. So I'm just like, nah. Out of hospitals, out of GPs, I'm so like just, I'd rather just fall apart at home. I'd rather just fall apart at home, but he calls 111 for literally everything. They're calling 111 today, which I don't think they're calling 111. I think this is just another, pity party for them because of yesterday. They just keep passing you from pillar to pillar. Yeah, so exactly. Like, I know what's wrong with me. Like, I'm falling apart, and like, they're just going to be like, you need to lose weight. No fucking shit. You need to lose weight. You need to do this. You need to do that. I'm like, uh-huh. And I come to you to say, I came to you for that. Okay. Okay then. It's like, yeah. Yep. I'm just like, oh. So yeah, that's, today's gonna be a pity party. Oh God. However, 1 second. I just, like, does excuse me, hiccup. Like, I'm just very curious as to what did I miss? What did I miss? He just ran out of meds and has a headache. No, that we've been through a so yesterday, Haley, the conversation of scabies came up, and then he decided to say that that's the reason why nobody wants to touch them or shake their hand. That led into E saying that's the reason why they love black people. Then they tried to excuse that. They're obviously called out for being racist. And then E's excuse to that was, I've had black cock and I would have a black boyfriend, and yeah. And then tried to also excuse it away with, well, this is the reason I want to get diagnosed, because people don't understand my brain. So, tried to blame autism or ADHD. It's very much part of his pattern of, I said something bad, let's distract with hospital/medical noises. Yes, Sandra, it is. I caught scabies off an elderly woman in a care home. Oh, really, Elliot? Oh, ouch. Scabies sound very, very painful. But yeah, that was the rundown of yesterday, and the way in which he handled the situation was just diabolical. So now he this morning is coming on trying to play the pity party. Can you be diagnosed with fleas? I mean, I know obviously pets can get fleas and then fleas will come on to humans. There was a bad bout of fleas. This was years upon years upon years ago. Because obviously the fleas travel from the fabric in humans to the pets. If you have an indoor pet, and then they fester and yeah. But fleas do bite humans as well. Has he not realised people don't care? We don't like them regardless. Yes. No, I don't think so. I don't think he has realised that yet. Remember the bed bugs that hit France last year or before? Really? Wow, really? I think I heard about that. It was like in the news, yeah. GP said, do you have a dog? Yes, it's fleas. I went a week with my condition getting worse. Really, Sarah? Wow. I mean, yes, humans can be... like, fleas can feed off humans, but it's not generally the main food source. It's mainly animals. So, okay, I mean, if it's... Why would a doctor say that? And like I say, that's just wild. Like, huh? That is interesting. I don't know what he expects people to do. Does he just expect people to go, oh, there, E, what you said yesterday is excused now? Huh? It makes no sense to me. But this is where I'm sort of like, thank you for the breakthrough star tea, by the way. This is where I sit there and I'm like, how has that worked out so far over the past 5 years, though? Over the past 5 years, and they are still trying to claim autism and ADHD. In E's mind, E is the center of the universe, therefore can't do anything wrong. I mean, this is the reason why I sort of went off in the video that I did, covering, like, the racism side of things, because anybody who literally supports E at this point is literally supporting a racist, a transphobe, a homophobe, and I'm sort of like, I'm starting to think that the same people that support E would also sit there and support the bigoted politicians. I'm sort of like, this is when I'm sort of like, you know, when you sit there and you're like, E has cultivated an audience that literally don't like them. They say that they do, but they're actually the people that E calls out. Thank you for the heart, me Haley. So it's sort of like, because the talking points that E uses for everything is, it's all, I got, I want to say that's a leaf. Oh, you got lit. Is that lit? You got lit the other night and watched it. He lit. Freaks me out. Oh. I'm confused, Elliot. I said, didn't mean to be confused. Oh. I was like, yeah. I was like, is it what I think it is? I'm like, oh, yeah. Wait, so you got lit the other night and watched it. Oh, you watched It, the TV show, the film It. Oh, you watched E when you were lit, and then that freaked you out. With E, it's never their fault. It's always someone else. Typical narcissist. Yes. So yes, yeah. That image is a typical narcissist. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. Maybe I'm going too far, but have you seen E's eyes seem to be social distancing more lately? Yes, but I don't understand how that's possible. Do you think it could be the snow? Yes, I have noticed it, but I'm like, I don't understand how that's physically possible. Oh, but actually, that could be because of snow. Actually, no, thinking about that logically. Yeah, thinking about that logically, actually, yeah. Yeah. Oh, when he does that cackle laugh, they go diagonal. Yeah. That cackle laugh annoys me. And I think that's why it annoys me, Sarah, because you know it's fake. I mean, everything of that Elphaba is fake, but you know. Well. Oh, that's another show I haven't watched. K-pop Demon Hunters. He basically admitted it's a witch laugh and put on. I mean, yeah, it is, but also it doesn't make. I get the next time they tell the truth will be the first. Well, so yeah. I'm just trying to. I often wonder.
Yeah, the music. Why is that on? 4 a.m. in the morning.
Why do you not pause? That is so rude. That is so rude. That didn't pause. I felt so rude. You see, this is where I'm sort of like, he does so much on a daily basis that it's just like, what the hell? Like, it's every single day. When he was listening to their playback, the face on it is demonic. They really think they're doing something with that. And it's like, that comes across as it's a bit weird. It's a bit strange. It's a bit strange. I will say that. It's all a bit strange. I mean, like, but he tries to chalk that up to them being different and them being autistic and all that crap, which again is doing damage. Which I see Cynthia running on a treadmill. Yes, I saw. Don't forget they had CLA as a mentor at one point. Wow, Paul, yeah, that's very, very true. I saw Cynthia running on a treadmill yesterday here on TikTok. Wow. I think I saw that. Was she doing that in high heel boots by any chance? Because I think I saw that as well. I think she was doing that in high heel boots, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, you can only say face. I'm sure I saw her do that in high heel boots once. I could be mistaken for somebody else, but I'm sure it was Cynthia. Yeah, I'm sure it was Cynthia. I watch a lot of different TikToks, so yeah, I watch a lot of different TikToks. As I say, I've been watching a lot of like different Has Been Hotel, Elphaba Boss TikToks. Go down that rabbit hole. But it's, yeah. That was the corn star. Sorry, I can't remember her name. Was it the corn star? But I don't follow any corn stars though. As I said, you may come up on the For You page. That has been spoken about a lot with the Wicked cast, that they all look very unhealthy, which I can't deny that, you know. And it's like, but the thing is though, I think people, because like obviously they do the press tours, but the filming of Wicked for good was already done. Like when Wicked was filmed, it was all filmed in one go, wasn't it? I've been that thin, I don't know exactly why. Oh, really, Hayley? Yeah, they don't look healthy at all, and it's just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why they. And you know, Cynthia's doing other projects, so I'm like, I don't know why they look so unhealthy. But it is very concerning. A lot of people say that they have an ED. No one really knows. Trauma bond, yeah, possibly, yeah. I mean, I would imagine that, you know, working on a production like that is very, very taxing on the mind and the body. You know, but yeah, so what? Oh God, we already know how today's gonna go, but what do you think today's gonna be, or how do you think today's gonna go? I just have a feeling that today is just gonna be a blatant pity party. Ugh. It is Black Friday, yes. Black Friday deals, which, yeah, it is Black Friday. It certainly is. You get all the deals. Which, some people are right, this is in America. I don't know whether people are doing it here, but this is in America. People are boycotting places like Target and Walmart because basically people have realized that places like Walmart and Target and Amazon are guilty of this as well. If you look at the deals, look at the prices of things before they go on deal and when they become on deal, it's not actually a deal. They jacked up the price of products before the deal and then, you know, then did the deal so that it was on the original price. Yeah, it's all a marketing tactic. Yes, Andrew, yeah, that's a lot of people have cottoned on to. So a lot of people are boycotting places, but that's in America though. I don't know if people are doing it here. You're going to spend your whole dialysis session on TikTok Shop. Argos have raised the prices, not lowered. Oh, really? Damn. I mean, I bought one thing from TikTok Shop. One thing from TikTok Shop, and that was the phone stand. That I've only used to like place my phone on to watch TikToks on, not actually do any content on. The karaoke machine and the mics I got from Amazon. But like, yeah. My tablet cost me £109 at Argos. Wow. On Black Friday it's £199.90. What the fuck? That is... But like I say, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? It's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, there are so many, like, everything freaking costs, which, by the way, don't get me wrong, I like watching things. I like watching things on Amazon Prime. There are certain things that you can get on Amazon Prime. What the fuck is with adverts? What the fuck is going on with the adverts there? You pay for Amazon Prime to watch the shows, but then you also have to pay extra to get rid of the ads. Excuse me? Yes, Haley. There is a way that you can... And by the way, there is a way that you can turn the ads off, which is a load of bollocks, by the way. I did it. Still get all the ads. Every other video is a fucking ad. And then, not just an ad with like different ads, but the phone, like this is just my experience. I don't know what the experience is like for you guys, but my experience is all of a sudden TikTok will start glitching, like severely glitching, and then I have to exit TikTok to come back on, and then there's an instant ad. My feed is video, live, adverts for TikTok Shop, then advert for everything else. Same, Haley. Yep. And when you watch a video, it changes to an ad. It's frustrating. Yes. Yep. There is a way around that. Because at the bottom, which is very, very small, it will say ad in 1, 2, 3, which is probably the reason why TikTok's glitching. But in 1, 2, 3, if you flick before that starts, you can skip that ad. However, that's probably the reason why mine's glitching. But yeah, there's so, like, it's just become ridiculous now. Absolutely ridiculous. You get ads everywhere. And like, I already pay, like, because I pay YouTube £19.99 a month to get rid of their fucking ads. And also for YouTube Music as well. But to get rid of their fucking ads, and now you're telling me that I also have to pay extra on Amazon to get rid of their ads, and I also have to pay, I'm sure TikTok also probably has it as well, although I don't think TikTok does. it's like if I wanted to be, if I want, and this doesn't just happen, it happens on all of them. Facebook, ad. Instagram, ad. For fuck's sake. My feed's just ads, lives for the shops, and then videos promoting the products. And Sandra, yeah, it's so, it's getting ridiculous now. It's like, okay, so we'll just go back to cable. Fuck social media, fuck streaming services. We'll just go back to cable. Shall we? This was meant to stop this. And the problem is that on cable, it was better. On cable, it was a lot better. You had one or maybe two ads an episode. Or no, if it was a film, if it was an hour-long episode, you had two ads. If it was a 30-minute episode, you had one ad. And then in between those episodes, you had maybe longer advertisements. You know what I mean? It was around like a couple of minute ad. And then, you know, but now it's just ad upon ad upon ad upon ad. It's like you're worse than cable. It literally is worse than fucking cable. It was enough for a run to the loo break and back. Beatrix. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I still remember legging it to the loo in adverts to not miss my program. Yeah, Sandra, yeah. Whereas now it's just like, oh my god, an ad. Fuck's sake. Oh. It's just like, you miss your VHS, yes. The good old VHS when you had to. and then the tape. The VHS tapes would get like all entangled in the VHS and you'd have to spend hours sitting there freaking entangling it all. You watch American TV sometimes, their advertising is ridiculous. It's like one news story, then an ad. Well, Paul, I think what's happening is, and I will die on this fucking hill. You cannot convince me because of what's happening in the news, what's happening in politics, what's fucking happening everywhere. The UK is becoming Americanized. You cannot convince me. TikTok shop is beyond a joke there. I mean, yeah, TikTok has become QVC. Yeah. VHS tracking, yes. I don't mean that no, I don't miss having to rewind the tapes either. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's becoming Americanized. And little pro tip, this is where when people like Elphaba come on and say all the shit that they do, it's really, I mean, Elphaba says that they're uneducated. Like, as someone that has, and this is the reason why Alphaba's like, they're autistic and all this bullshit. No, you're not, because you're uneducated, and uneducated to the point of like, as someone that sits here and analyzes shit, and like, I will come in and say, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. I'm really not. However, I've sat here and I've gone like, well, why does someone do something? Like, how is this happening? Like, I cannot remember the guy's company's name. I know it begins with P, but Peter Thiel. His company is a major data company, and his company is literally infiltrating our systems. It started with the NHS, now it's moved into government, I think, and now it's like they're harvesting data from us, and like the Online Safety Act, that's a fucking joke. The what they call digital data shit, right? That isn't even operated by anyone in the UK. We give our information to America. We give our information to America. That's all operated by America. And you know what happened? Guess what? There was a data leak. And this, the thing that annoys me is, and I know, like, I know I've been getting a little bit political. The thing that really annoys me is people like Elphaba piss me off because they try and be political, but I'm like, the stuff that's happening now predates even Elphaba's birth. It predates my birth. The problems that we're having in this country date back to Thatcher. It dates back there. She's the one that decided to start privatizing things, right? Then offloading shit to offshore crap, closing down the steel mines, closing down everything, then offshoring it to offshoring all of our resources to everywhere else. And then Blair came in and literally carried it on, and it's just been one continuous cycle after another, after another, after another. And we're in the shit show that we're in. And yet we're not allowed Chinese phone brands because of a data leak. Exactly, Haley. We're not allowed Hawaii phones because of data protection. Which, by the way, that's a crock of shit too. You want to know the real reason? The real reason why we're not allowed the Hawaii phone? iPhone. Apple is the reason why we're not allowed that. Because Hawaii phones are fucking 10 times better than iPhone. And the people at Apple decided, oh no, we can't have that. We can't have that. Once again, greedy little money hooking around. Capitalism is the fucking bane of everything. I've still got I've got my Hawaii P9 and my Hawaii P20. Best phones. The battery life on them was amazing. It was awesome. Absolutely incredible. But yeah, they literally was like, you can't have this because because basically the phones were going to and were outdoing all the other competitors. So, but yeah, exactly, Paul. But then does Apple use China to build their products? Do you see the irony? Do you see the fucking irony in it all? The irony in that. Apple put pressure on, I'm going to say it, the US government, because that's where that started, the US government, and we followed suit. The US government, right, put pressure on them to force out the Hawaii phones and anything China made because it was outdoing them. But half the shit is made in China. Huh? It's fucking ridiculous. Ugh. All take, no give, basically. Yes, finish. Yep. Exactly. Do you? This is the reason why I slow down on lives, because my brain takes in a lot of information and I don't really process it very well. And then it's like I have a lot to talk about, but I'm like, oh, where do I go? But yeah, so my work phone is Samsung. I hate it. I mean, I've got a Samsung S24, and I do love it. Don't get me wrong. The battery's fucking shit on it. But yeah, oh my fucking god! Like the Hyundai warehousing, they had people from Korea in the States to train Americans, but a woman called ICE on them. Like, what the fuck? They were contracted to be there. Yep. It's so, the current climate that we're in has been so, especially, like, obviously I follow US politics and UK politics as well. And like, obviously everyone talks about the reason why people talk about US politics more is purely because what happens in US politics affects everyone. And it does affect the UK because what happens in the US does tend to happen here, but just slower. I really don't like this timeline we're in. No, Sandra, I don't either. I do like my Samsung, but the battery never lasts. I mean, mine, yeah, doesn't really last either. I do like mine. Mine, you know, is lasting me. It does do well. But no, I don't like the timeline that we're in. I often, for me, I often not lose sleep, but lose, like, my patience. I lose my patience and I lose, like, energy. Because I'm like, oh my god, we're being hit with more and more and more. And it's like, oh my god. Like, and like, with everything going on, I'm sort of like, for fuck's sake. And I'm just like, and I'm gonna be honest, because we had the budget yesterday. It is so draining, yes. It is very, very draining, Beatrix. We had the budget yesterday. From what's her fucking name? Oh, fucking hell. What's that one? Oh, what's her name? I saw a video of like trying to remember everyone's name is becoming a problem. The woman who gave the briefing, the budget briefing. Rayner. Yeah, Rayner. Angela Rayner. I'm sure, yeah. Angela Rayner, that's her name. I can't follow politics too closely because it really drains me. Sandra, it's same. I watch it, like, I'll do little bits here and there. The same with E, basically. E drains me, politics drains me, but like, so we had the budget yesterday and everyone, was it yesterday or the day before? It may have been the day before, actually. It's just, I was watching a lot of people cover it yesterday. And everyone, there was a little part in it where everyone was talking about the mobility scheme. Because why not come after the people, the disabled people again? Anyway, so the mobility scheme, and basically they're saying that there's a list of cars that are not going to be on the scheme anymore. And I'm like, it's the reason why politicians piss me off, because I'm like, what is the disabled community ever done for you, to you? Because it's a luxury car. It's because they're the only cars that can be adapted, really, that have the space, the trunk space to have the wheelchairs in. What annoys me is I don't need a car because I'm never going to be able to drive. But I sit here, right, I will turn around and say, I got one fucking GCSE in school. One fucking GCSE, which was science. Right? I am not educated in the fucking slightest. I still, to this day, cannot really get a high score on my English. Yeah, my English. I'm somewhere between English and maths. I can't really get the high enough score in English to, like, I think you need to get a level. I couldn't complete my level 1, which is. But anyway, I'm not the brainiest person, but even I can sit there and go, maybe because there's the only cards that can be adapted. But these politicians, I'm sort of sitting there going, do any of you look at the disabled, like actually speak to anyone in these schemes, speak to anyone who's going through any of these conditions, talk to anyone? And I honestly think they don't. Why tax the rich when we can punish the disabled? Well, Sandra, that was also in the budget. So they're going to put taxes on people who own mansions or homes above 2 million, I think it is. But when you actually sit there and work it out, it's like 0.3%. The taxing side of it, it's like 0.3%. So, wow. They're going to be taxed 0.3% whilst everything else goes up. And they were being applauded that is it the national wage, I think it is going up by a few pence or a pound or something. They were being applauded and everyone should give them a clap. Okay, that doesn't stop in like prices going up everywhere else because they're not sorting out the problem at heart. And by what they're doing is they're shuffling problems. They're like, okay, so how can we help the working class? Oh, let's say, we're gonna up your money. There you go. There's a medal. Yeah, minimum wage is going up, but then the amount you get taxed from staying the same. Yeah, Lou, exactly. So that's what they're planning to do, right? However, you know why they're doing that? Because they're going to take money from the disabled community. Huh? So they're taking money from one group of people to give it to another. And what I am seeing is everyone fighting because... And this is what they're doing. They're creating the inequality between the disabled community and the working class. And then they're just fueling it all. It's certainly how prices go up, but when economy is better, never come down. Yeah, Paul, they have been. It started in 2008 with the economic crash, and they've been telling. Right, that's how far back we're going. We're going back to bring up Elphaba again, when Elphaba was 4 years old. 4 years old. Elphaba's now 21, and they've been telling the country that we have been in austerity ever since. However, there have been more billionaires made, more millionaires made. Oh, Boris Johnson pissed off on his holidays when COVID hit. Oh, all these motherfuckers had their meals comped. Their wages went up every single year by hundreds of thousands. Funny. The country's been in austerity ever since 2008, the economic crash. Really? Funny how they get a pay rise. Nurses are about to have pay cuts. Doctors are about to have pay cuts. You know, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. However, politicians' money's gone up and up and up and up and up. Just wow. And people, this is what annoys me. Instead of people, it's crazy, yes, perfect, tax disabled people and then secretly tax those on minimum wages. Yes. Yep, Lou, it's just wild. And this is where, like, the food pricing, the pricing of food has gone up so goddamn much. So goddamn much. See, this is what people won't tell you is, yes, your wages are going up. Great. What about the cost of living? Has that gone down? No. That's also going to increase. So, in actuality, is it really a good thing? Nope. And you see, this is the reason why I don't normally talk politics, because me and my partner do. But there are people out there that need help genuinely, and I refuse. Yeah, Haley. Yep. And it makes me sick. It makes me sick. Because it's like, people, I know, people like Elphaba, and Elphaba's not the only one. I know several people who do what Elphaba does. And it just makes me sick, and I just want to punch them. Luckily, they're not in my life, but I know them. And there was in my life at one point, but they no longer are. And when we sit there and we look at those people, I sort of sit there and I'm like, you have no idea. You have no idea what this fight is. What this fight is. We have to literally fight every day. It's a daily occurrence. And when we see stupid shit like the budget thing yesterday, it's like, these politicians, oh, you're doing us all a favour. Bullshit. Bullshit. It's not a favour to anyone. Not a favour to anyone. You know, and people are getting burnt out. People are getting tired. I follow a lovely lady. Her name's Wheelie. She does like wheelie rants. I cannot remember her actual TikTok name because she just comes up on my feed. I do follow her. She's got lovely purple hair. And you know, she has her experience and things like that. I do follow her and she's absolutely amazing. And watching her videos recently, she's breaking down because she's fighting at misinformation, like fighting disabled misinformation. Politicians don't pay for shit and they claim back everything. Yes, Haley. But this is where it's a constant struggle and it's a constant fight, because you have people like Wheelie who they have made their, you know, TikTok page about fighting against disabilities and not fighting against ableism and fighting against these anti-disabilities. That's not the right word. I'm trying to think of the right word here. But basically ableist people who are just very misinformed and very much, you know, trying to basically say that disabled people, people who are autistic, people who have ADHD should just be silent and just be, you know, left to the wolves and shit like that. There's a few creators out here who also fight, you know, for send parents. And it's also heartbreaking to see the fight that they have to do, because you have stupid people like Richard Tice. And see, this is where people like Elphaba really, and I can't state this enough, and I know a lot of people feel the same, piss me off. Piss me off. And this is where Elphaba doesn't understand people's anger, because it's not just them and what they're doing, it's the backlash afterwards. It's the backlash. Because the misinformation, the blatant bigotry, the blatant ableism, Elphaba doesn't have to deal with that. We do. Send parents do. We are the ones that have to cope. And when you have politicians making policies and saying stupid shit on fucking platforms, saying that ear defenders shouldn't be allowed in schools because it takes away from other people, it's like, Elphaba, shut up. Because it's like, you're not the one who has to cope with that. We are the ones that have to cope with it. Do you, how long can E keep doing this? Will they still be doing it in 20 years' time? Well, Paul, I'm 37, so that would make me what? 57? Yeah, 57. I'm telling you now, the twat better not. Because, holy fucking shit, I am not covering E at fucking 57. I'm going to be I'm going to be a fucking rock star on stage. Well, if they continue, they will use who says they'll make it 10 years later, and that, you know, that's a very real thing, Fennis. You know, that's a very real thing. And this, if anyone's watching, that's reporting back to Elphaba, this isn't a threat. You have to put the fucking caveats in, although I've made threats before. Well, Haley, yeah, there's that as well. This isn't a threat. However, I do think Alpha's not going to be around much longer. That's sad. But I don't think Alpha's going to be with us. I think Haley's case, someone will take them out. Someone will do the time. They will piss off someone that much that they'll be like, I'll do the time. Or the rugs will get them. The rugs will get, they will literally OD, or it will be a case of something will happen, an accident will happen. Because look at the lifestyle. I mean, I don't really have a healthy lifestyle, but you know, I honestly can see that happening. Someone done with them, their attitude, cockiness, or rugs. Yeah, yes, finish it. I can see it happening. And again, this isn't a threat. But the only reason why I can see that happening, especially with it being somebody doing the time, is we all have dark thoughts. I've had that thought. That's why I can see it. Because Alpha has made me that angry where I'm like, well, screw it. Screw it. But then it's a case of I have my partner, I have a very bitchy cat. Yeah, Haley, yeah, the butter knife incident will happen for real, yeah. So that's the case. And that's also the reason why I sort of backed off from doing Alpha content as well, because I was getting very angry. It's just the constant not consequences for their actions drives me crazy. Right, Paul? And that's another reason why I felt like I was getting angry at Elphaba for what they were doing, but I was also getting angry with the case of it feels like nothing's getting done, and the more harm that they're doing, it's getting worse for the communities. So yeah. No. But then I watch things like Has Been Hotel and Supergirl, and I've been doing a lot of gaming, which got back into Minecraft creatively. I only do the creative side of things, but then which I really want Pokemon ZA. They've upped the cash outs, so when they stop impacting, he'll be up the severity. Yeah, exactly. They will. Yeah, they definitely will. And they definitely will. Oh yeah, because I think I joined Live Fest, but I haven't done anything to actively promote Live Fest. You know when you're like, you go to your live thing and you're like, oh, I'll join it. I did it last year as well. I joined Live Fest, and you're like, you get different rewards and different things for like going live consecutively. But then I didn't do it then either. You're meant to promote it and promote Live Fest and do all these different things. I don't know how it works, to be honest. So I give up. I give up. I'm like, I don't know how it fucking works. I don't know how it works. But I do. It does seem to be like they ramp up the extremism and they I'm just so tired of like the autism thing and the ADHD thing and we're gonna have another butter knife incident. It's gonna happen again because they just seem to be ramping up more and more. So yes, this has been a lovely chat, but I've been live for almost 3 hours. I must come live more often. I say that every single time. I must make more of an effort to come live more often, because I do love these chats that we have. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go and play Pokemon, I think. And I'll catch everyone later. I hope everyone... Thank you for the help, Miss Sandra. I hope everyone has a fabulous day. And I will catch everyone later. Goodbye, everybody. Try not to cause trouble. And if you do cause trouble, try not to get caught. Okay? Bye, everybody.